This guy is a economist. He was the head of the Bank of Canada, head of the Bank of England, Oxford, Harvard educated, and he's an imbecile, apparently. Um, from Pierre Poilievre, Carney told CTV just a few days ago he plans a brand new carbon tax on steelmakers and other industries at the same time as President Trump tariffs our steel. Carney's tax and Trump's tariff will obliterate our steel industry and make us even more helpless. Carbon tax, Carney. So it's even worse than that, though, and I'll get to that in a second. But let's just listen to him here.
Then secondly, what we're going to do is make sure not that the government pays, not that we as taxpayers pay, but the large polluters pay. And so what happens...
But does that not ultimately trickle down?
No, because what the big companies are producing, by and large, are not products that we are consuming. There's some element of that, but by and large, a steel company, how much steel are you using these days, Todd? I mean, not as much we used. So anyway, so that's core to...
Yes, you're not buying steel beams, okay? We understand that. But there's lots of steel and lots of things that you use. Aside from the facts, because he's talking about here, this is the typical socialist stuff, the typical champagne socialist stuff, right? He's going to text. Listen, what did he say again? Let's watch that again.
What we're going to do is make sure not that the government pays, not that we as taxpayers pay, but the large polluters pay.
What is Trump saying here?
So as your president, here is the deal that I will be offering to every major company and manufacturer on earth. I will give you the lowest taxes, the lowest energy costs, the lowest regulatory burden, and free access to the best and biggest market on the planet, but only if you make your product here in America. It all goes away if you don't make your product here.
So are you starting to see the flaw in economic genius Mark Carney's plan? Let's see. He's going to tax the businesses here while Trump is rolling out the red carpet and saying, come here and we'll give you the lowest taxes. We're going to give you every incentive to come here. It's going to be great here. While Mark Carney says, well, they're polluters and we're going to tax them because they're businesses and businesses are bad. Yeah, the flaw in Carney's plan is fairly obvious. He's going to drive businesses out of Canada into the United States, into the waiting, happy arms, the waiting, loving arms of Donald Trump. Obviously, you don't need a degree in economics. You don't need to go to Oxford to study economics to see this. It's obvious. I guess unless you've been parasitized by some sort of mind virus, perhaps. I don't know what's going on with Carney. All I know is that this is insane. He should know this. He should know this. I mean, his credentials, we hear all about his credentials, his wonderful credentials. He's supposed to be so smart. That's why we came up with a new word to describe Mark Carney. He's a smart-tard. Supposed to be smart, but he's actually a tard. So I don't know what's going on. Brian Lilly says, as we wait on word of Trump's tariffs on steel and aluminum, remember that Mark Carney wants to jack up the carbon tax on steel and aluminum. But he told CTV this wouldn't drive up costs. What this would do is devastate steel mills in Hamilton, Edmonton, everywhere. Obviously. Like, you don't need a degree in economics to see this. It's so damn obvious. And by the way, from Pierre Poilievre here, for 5 years, Carney has been Trudeau's top economic advisor. So what we've witnessed in Canada, right, the policies that have been inflicted upon the Canadian people and the Canadian economy, these are Mark Carney's ideas. Justin Trudeau did not come up with them on his own. I can guarantee you Mark Carney told Trudeau to say,
I don't know, when I think about the biggest, most important economic policy this government, if re-elected, would move forward, you'll forgive me if I don't think about monetary policy.
Mark Carney helping Justin Trudeau craft economic recovery plan to pull Canada out of recession. August 10th, 2020. Wow. Well, thank goodness Mark Carney was there to draft the plan. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.